I'm Jeff from Core Progression Elite Training.
And I'm Matt from Threshold Physical Therapy and Performance.
So we are here today to talk about some low back pain.
Right.
So a three-part series. So we're going to talk a little bit about statistics, anatomy, what causes low back pain today. Then we'll also include later on mobility exercises, as well as creating stability around the spine to help prevent low back pain.
Right. How can you treat your own back pain? How can you stay away from back pain? It's a big problem, you know.
Very big problem. I have some right now, which is why I'm here with this guy.
Right. We're going to work on it. We're going to talk about it. Then we're going to work on it. So, if you look...
Sorry.
He was showing his back, right? So, if you look at the statistics for low back pain, it's a huge problem, right? You've got third most disability in the U.S. Only sits behind heart disease and COPD. That's rough. Yeah, that's bad. You know, that's not good. 80% of adults, they have back pain over the course of their lives. It's like...
They got him in that 20% that doesn't.
Right, yeah, well, you said you had back pain.
Oh.
No, all right.
Just kidding.
Anyway, you know, so, and then at any given time, like 25% of people, 25% of adults have low back pain. You know, that's a problem. What do we say, a couple $1 billion?
$50 billion a year is spent in healthcare towards low back pain issues. So try to save some money.
Right.
By taking care of yourself with all these tips that we're about to give you.
So let's talk about the back as a whole, right? You like the back?
I love the back.
Right, great place. If we're thinking about the back, you've got 5 lumbar vertebrae, quite nice here at the bottom. A little bit of that curvature there, right? We call it a lumbar curvature as we're looking at that. We want a little bit there, not too much though as we're going. Sometimes we can have too much, sometimes we can have too little, sometimes it's a little bit stiff, sometimes it's a little bit more mobile in places. So we want to make sure that we have good movement through the whole thing. Things that can create back pain. Sometimes you have too much motion, sometimes you have too little motion, sometimes you have that nasty commercial about ankylosing spondylitis. Nobody wants that. You probably don't have that. But we can have some arthritic changes in there. We can have some issues with that. We can have some muscles that are in spasm. You can have discogenic pain from those discs if we're bending and twisting kind of funky sometimes. You can have radicular pain. That's pain that kind of runs down your leg, one side or both sides. And all those things can kind of just get mashed up when you're on Google trying to figure out why the heck your back hurts. So, went through talking about some of the mechanical components. To add something else interesting into this that can kind of play a part is we can have pain that's not necessarily related to this. If you think about the system or the pain system as its own kind of system of the body, sometimes that can get out of whack. If you think about it, kind of, right? Surprising, right?
It is.
You know, if you think about it, you know, pain is kind of being a warning signal, an alarm of sorts. Sometimes that alarm can be set a little bit too high. So you may not have anything going on there, but it's just the fact that those nerves are talking to the spinal cord, runs right there, and the brain, and it's just telling you something's going on, especially if it's more chronic in nature. That can definitely play a part as we're going, you know. Muscle spasm, nerves freak out, everything's up and going. So, you know, if we're thinking about overall anatomy as far as the back goes, there's a lot going on in there. And then the bones are just the beginning of it. You know, you've got all these muscles that run through there, right? All these things that are working to stabilize and kind of keep everything in a good position there, if that's what it needs to do. But we need to be able to move too. Humans, we move. That's part of life. And so making sure that that whole group of muscles is doing their job well to make sure that I don't know, what's your favorite muscle?
Biceps!
So not at the back. Look at that though, that's nice. Not gonna help him stabilize the back though. So if you think about, you know, rectus abdominis, your oblique muscles, he knows, he really does. He's good at what he does.
What?
I don't know. So muscles wise, we're looking at rectus abdominis, your oblique muscles. You've got transversus abdominis, all kind of through the front area that we want to make sure are doing their job well. There's a couple different thoughts on this, but it's always a nice place to start. You know, you start to think about the back, right? You got deep muscles, these little guys called multifidi that are right down, help stabilize segment to segment through those 5 lumbar vertebrae. You've got the paraspinal muscles, those are kind of along the sides, also helping to stabilize. And then you got to think about the hips too, right? Hips are a huge part as far as the back goes.
Hip flexors, the glutes. all that fun stuff. And hamstrings can play a little role.
Definitely.
Anything around that pelvis.
Absolutely. You know, you want to keep those either a good length so they're not pulling in kind of a funky place, or maybe they need to be a little bit stronger. You know, it can be kind of dependent upon the person and what's going on. You know, a lot of times if you think about it, body's going to take the path with least resistance. Our strengths get stronger, weaknesses get weaker. Next thing you know, back's hurting, and you're in here to hang out with us a little bit.
No bueno.
No bueno.
We do like hanging out with you, though.
Definitely.
But we want you feeling good.
Right. I mean, look, this guy's feeling good.
All because of him.
That's a good look, though, right? All right. Ding. Okay, so then from there, we're going into mobility, right?
Mobility.
All right.
So,
what's your favorite mobility?
guess what? First off, before we jump into that, that will be next video in the series. So make sure you follow up in a couple days. But yeah, we'll go over some mobility exercise. And then our third video in the series is then exercise to make sure we work on stability, core strength, all that fun stuff. So yeah, we look forward to seeing you guys then. And